Living with psoriasis has had its challenges.
The biggest fear living with psoriasis is...
The biggest challenge living with psoriasis?
I'm not sure whether I would be able to convince my family to understand this kind of disease, that it is not contagious. Because some of my friends know that it's not contagious, but my family...
Psoriasis is not just one country's problem. Psoriasis is a global problem because psoriasis does affect people from all regions, from all races, from all groups. Psoriasis is not just a cosmetic disease. It's a realistic disease which does affect not just the individual, but affects a family, affects even a community. So psoriasis in that context can be regarded as a severe disability.
It is a disease in so many aspects. It destroys somebody's life globally, physically, psychologically, emotionally, economically, and so on and so forth. So it is a disease which is so much destructive. I cannot imagine of one which is that destructive.
What is that? You say psoriasis. What is psoriasis? It was like an alien condition, really.
Got it on my back, got it on my chest, face, head, ears. There was a time recently, my last flare-up was the worst I've ever had it in 10, 11 years that I've had it.
Everybody suffers with the psoriasis in silence, in a dark corner. So every patient will actually make his or her surrounding dark.
Psoriasis so far has been ignored. Psoriasis is not just what you see on the skin. It's much more than skin deep.
The biggest fear living with psoriasis is for the fear of my kids getting the same and suffering the same way I'm suffering currently with psoriasis. It had a major impact in my life, never knowing what psoriasis was. When my father had it, I saw his suffering, and I understood it. When it happened to me, it was a major shock. I had to change my entire life. Me having 2 kids today, thinking in the back of my mind all the time, please, I don't want the same thing for my kids. I understand what I went through, what my father went through, and I wouldn't want the burden on them as well.
When people look at you, they don't see as if they see something is wrong with you, so you are not like them. So you try to avoid such things, to avoid some embarrassment.
I have a daughter who is now going 17, she's 16, going 17, and much earlier than now, she came and told me that her friends were asking her, what's wrong with your mother's skin? And that made me feel, it made me feel sad for her, like she was carrying my burden, and at the same time trying to explain my condition to her friends, which I felt it's really not fair. It's not her burden, it's my burden. So I know, I could feel it affects her somehow, but she doesn't show it, and she doesn't want me to know.
People in general in Africa do not know about psoriasis very well. Psoriasis often in many settings in Africa may be confused with the leprosy, extensive fungal infections, many times also confused with HIV/AIDS, and even sometimes syphilis.
A lot of people do think it's infectious. I personally had a lot of experience with that. People, for the first time, they see and they meet you and they ask you, is it safe to sit next to you?
I remember at one time when the children jumped out of the pool because I had entered the pool. And such kind of things made me feel like an outcast.
In my own place, people, we understand, maybe in time, maybe my grandkids, because they have seen me, they know how I survive. If they see someone in future, they will consider that. I think they will know it is not contagious. But at this stage, we can't really force people to say that this disease is normal. Yeah.
Many times people say psoriasis is just cosmetic because it will not kill. But that is said because of ignorance.
The medication is there, but it's very expensive. So not everybody can afford to take, to get this, to buy this medication.
Financially, it's very expensive to have psoriasis in South Africa.
We're talking about 30 dermatologists in a population of 40 million. So patients with psoriasis may sometimes never see a dermatologist in their lives.
We organized another regional meeting. We did it here in Dar es Salaam, right here in the Base Beach. Okay, and we sat there somewhere in a hotel, and it was about talking about psoriasis. And we had our colleagues from Sweden, okay, and some with the psoriasis, very angry psoriasis. So after all those talks, and then we were talking, relaxing, you see, it was sort of ventilating and whatever, then some of our members were saying to me that, doctor, so even these Europeans have psoriasis. So it means this psoriasis is not only my disease. Even the Europeans, who are so superior to us, they also have psoriasis. I feel that my bag is very, very light now. So I don't feel that my disease is anything heavy.
The biggest challenge living with psoriasis for me, I think, is the knowledge that it is a serious condition and what it can do to you, to me, to my body, my life. I was even hospitalized when it got really, really bad, and that was a scary experience. I also think a lot about the future, comorbidity, other diseases that can connect with psoriasis.
I think one of the important things about the International Federation of Psoriasis Associations, IFPA, is that it is globalizing psoriasis. It's having the national psoriasis associations come together, be seen that this is not just a national issue, it's not just a regional issue, it's a global issue.
Oh, I'm not the only one with psoriasis. It's not a strange disease. It made me feel like not an outcast, else we are many, we are not strange. I'm not strange. So it helped me very much.
You see, when you see someone with psoriasis, you feel some kind of hope, togetherness and all these things, you know, it's very good.
I'm thinking a lot how psoriasis could affect me, and it scares me sometimes.
There is hope. There's hope because you see the amount of effort our scientists, our dermatologists, our rheumatologists are putting to address the basic problem. And they are not just addressing psoriasis as such, they are addressing the patient's concern. So that in itself, to me, is very, very fulfilling. It is a message of hope that we shall soon have psoriasis recognized globally by WHO and by all the stakeholders, that psoriasis is a serious, non-communicable disease that needs to be addressed adequately.